Welcome to episode 4 of the Pythagorean Theorem podcast. With me at the table today is
Zach,
Presley,
Evan,
Leighton,
and I am Shmev. We're filming this on January 15th, and on 55 years ago today, in 1967, the first ever Super Bowl was played between the Green Bay Packers and the Kansas City Chiefs, where the Packers won by a score of 35-10. Also on this day, 93 years ago, Martin Luther King Jr. was born. Rest in peace, MLK. So, we got a variety of different topics today, including celebrities, including advice, and some more, so stick around. But, without further ado, prepare yourself for a session of awkwardness. So to start off today, be ready to have your mind turning and your thoughts just messed up and jumbled in a ball, because we got Presley Thoughts first today.
Yeah.
it's coming first.
You ready?
No.
I'm not.
Not really.
And I wrote these thoughts. Mm-hmm. All right. Oh, Presley Thoughts. What do we have here? Where'd you put them? Where's my thoughts?
You texted it to me.
I texted it to you. Okay. It's here somewhere. Oh, there they are. Number one. Okay. We're gonna start off with a little toss, a little underhand.
A little
okay.
Yeah, a little underhand.
Okay.
Why are they called stairs inside but steps outside?
Who said they
because
are?
they're not.
Yeah. When you're inside, you're like, oh, there's the stairs. Go up the stairs and grab the. But when you're outside, you say, oh, just go up the steps and just knock on the door.
Who ever said that?
Who said that?
Somebody.
Why is that a rule?
It's not a rule. It's just funny that we do it.
Who does it?
I don't know.
Then why did you say that?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't mean to question everything that has to do with Presley Thoughts, but like,
well, okay, to
Why?
be fair, most of the time, like, you do call them stairs inside a house.
Yeah.
I think most of the time you say stairs.
Yeah, that's the whole
Then
thing.
outside, I don't think you normally say stairs. You typically say go up the steps.
Yeah.
Typically.
That's the point.
I don't think
I don't
I mean, do
think
you not
that's
do
really
that?
like a rule, though.
It's not a rule.
It's not. I'm not saying it's a rule.
You keep making that face and it cracks me up every
What are you
time.
talking about?
I think it's one of those things, like either or either, where people just kind of just say whichever one.
Yeah, whichever fits better with the.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever thought about, oh, it's outside, so I gotta call it steps.
No, I'm not saying it's a rule like what he's saying. Like you have to do it. It's just something you do.
I've never heard that.
Like either route route.
I don't think like that's a thing though. Like you think it is. It's either or, either or. Oh,
Yes. See? Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna point it out every time we go up the steps now.
Oh gosh. We're indoors at the moment, so you're wrong.
strange.
Why? Why is it that turning to look at someone requires a specific speed? Too fast or too slow is just weird.
Again, who has ever said it requires a certain speed?
Again, not a rule, but I mean, if it's like, hey, Leighton, that's just weird.
Well,
Versus like, hey, Leighton, like there's a specific speed between fast and slow.
isn't this
is
just
this
called?
awkward for you?
A little. But see, that's the distance between two people that makes it weird. It's not the fact that you said that. Like what speed
Have
you did it.
Ever heard of a social cue?
Do you talk to other people?
No. Well, remember, myself in the mirror.
In the mirror, he talks to himself.
Yeah, that's right.
I will bring it up every podcast. You have your grandma.
And
I will bring it up every single
back
podcast.
up every single podcast. I don't see her every day.
And why not? Your grandma probably wants to see you.
Shout out to Nana.
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to Nana.
Hold on.
Yeah, I feel like we still
More?
need to focus
More?
on this.
It requires a certain speed.
Yeah. So like when you just turned to me, you didn't do it like.
Well,
So it
yeah.
requires a certain speed. Yeah.
But Presley, can't you doesn't walking require a certain speed?
Not necessarily. Depends on the rush.
God, this is stupid.
Exactly.
It's all about body language and
Yes.
how you approach other people.
And I'm saying if you didn't do that, then it would be weird.
yeah, because that's natural human
I think
tendency,
it's like
Presley.
Zach's saying. It's just like a body language thing.
Yeah.
Like, that we have all these rules that
Unspoken.
unspoken rules that we think are normal. And if you don't do these things, it's
It's a
weird.
little weird.
Well,
Okay, yeah.
It's like the one from last week where you get on the elevator, you don't face the wall, you face the door. No one says you have to, but it's just what you do.
Because Who, unless you're doing it ironically, would walk into an elevator
Yeah.
and just face the wall?
That's what I'm saying. Like nobody does that. It's not like
Yes.
it doesn't say it on a rules and regulations of this elevator that you have to face the door, but you do.
You know what I just did right there? I
What?
turned slowly to them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know why?
for dramatic
Because
effect.
it was so strange.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't have to go like that.
but it's weird. That's abnormal. That's what I'm saying. Whereas if you did like, see, that's weird, versus see, that's weird, then that's weird. Is that weird?
You're weird.
I know.
Number 3.
Number 3 already. All right, what do we got? Okay, this isn't so much of like a mind-blowing thing. It's just kind of a fact. Like, why is it that old men wear their pants higher than young men?
It's so that they can hide their gut.
Honestly, that might be one.
That's
Is that it?
probably, that might be
I've
a
seen-
reason.
It's
I don't
gotta
know.
be.
I've seen like more in shape older men do it though.
Is this a thing?
It's a thing.
Oh, it's a thing.
it's
Oh, it's. Have you not noticed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I'm not around old men all the time.
Oh, I mean,
I
Well-
think it's to hide the tummy. That'd be my guess.
Probably.
That-
I don't know.
That, and I think, like, when they were growing up, I think that's kind of how they were taught by their parents to wear their pants.
it's like the style.
Yeah, because, like, if you look back at, like, older people's, like, pictures as a kid, their pants are always up. Like, I don't know. Just different ages.
It's not as relaxed.
Times.
as
I wonder
today.
if like our generation's gonna do it though, because then I guess that's the ultimate test. You know what I mean?
If it goes
You're
back
seeing,
and
We
forth.
end up doing
Old
it.
people, you know, even when they were a kid, had them up.
We're gonna hit the age of 65. Like it's gonna be our birthdays. We're gonna pull it all the way up and be like, "Oh my gosh, I understand now."
Why didn't I do this years ago? What are we on? Number 4. Okay, this is back to like kind of a thought. If a tomato is a fruit, then is ketchup a smoothie? Am I wrong?
I mean,
Am I wrong?
No.
There you go.
No, I mean, no, you're not right.
What? I asked if I was wrong. Okay, is a tomato a fruit? I know this is a debate in and of itself.
No, tomato is factually a fruit.
Yeah, it is a fruit.
So, and what do you do with, like a banana smoothie? You shred up a banana and
So-
it's a smoothie.
But
Blend it. That's
Okay,
wait, so
hold on.
a smoothie consists of one banana?
Well, if it's a banana smoothie, you might put like, other stuff in it. But
So if you take a banana, some strawberries, some blueberries, and maybe like say half an apple, and you blend it
yeah,
all together, is that spaghetti sauce?
no, it's a fruit smoothie. Spaghetti sauce would be like if you
I'm trying to prove a point here.
What do y'all think? Is
Right now,
if you-
I'm looking up the
'Cause look-
ingredients to ketchup right now. I just,
Well, half the
we
bottle
have-
is sugar.
It is half the bottle is
Which
sugar,
what
yes.
do people put in their
It's a lot.
smoothies?
Fruit, not sugar.
Sugar sometimes.
Well, okay, yeah, sometimes people do, but like some of the things you have natural flavoring, which is in everything. You have onion powder, which you love to put in smoothies. You have just spice, whatever just spice. That's an ingredient.
And when you think about it, like
distilled vinegar, have to love that in your smoothie.
yeah, like pizza sauce is not just tomato; it's got some other spices up there.
Okay, Shmev, you've been wanting to say
Yes,
something. What do you
schmoozies
got?
suck.
You've
Is like
processed
fruit yogurt? Is that a smoothie?
fruit yogurt.
Yeah, like strawberry yogurt or like blueberry
No,
yogurt.
because it's yogurt.
Okay, so why is ketchup a smoothie?
It's a dipping sauce.
Yeah,
So.
it depends on how you make
Yeah,
it.
it's a dipping sauce.
Yeah, I'm
It's not a smoothie.
proving
It's a
his
condiment.
point. It's
Proving
like a
my
different than a
I think
smoothie.
you're proving mine in a different
don't
way.
know.
A smoothie is a smoothie. Ketchup is ketchup. Yogurt is yogurt.
Okay, but is tomato a fruit?
Yes, but do you not understand the point?
No.
You can make a lot of things from fruit. It doesn't mean that everything you make with fruit is a
Not
smoothie.
necessarily. It's how you prepare it. But like, you're not going to do the same thing with a banana. Like, you're not going to, mash up a banana and put it as a dipping sauce for your chicken nuggies. See, that's weird. He's turning slowly. That's weird.
He's not turning at all.
Yeah, he is. He was for dramatic effect. Number 5.
Oh my gosh. I'm losing brain cells.
If Adam and Eve got into an argument, would that be considered a world war?
Okay, that
that's
one's good. I like that.
That's
one.
good.
That one's good.
I
That
like
one's good.
that.
I mean,
Wow.
at the time, sure.
I mean, at the
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I
Okay,
mean,
that's
I guess
fine.
so.
Oh, you know what I always found interesting is that, Adam and Eve were the only two people to ever not have a belly button.
Yeah.
I always thought that was the weirdest thing. Like, I couldn't
You want to
imagine
explain
that.
to us how belly buttons are there? How they exist?
Yeah, so let's explain this to the
never
whole
mind.
class.
I should not have said that.
A man and a woman
Love each
other.
other.
No. Number 6.
Find the
Number
explicit version of the Pythagorean.
No.
Number 6.
On our OnlyFans.
Oh gosh.
I didn't know we had that. Number 6. Okay, I've thought about this previously.
I'm sure.
Is the KoolAid man the glass or the liquid?
The glass.
Why?
Because is this our body or is our blood our body?
That's a good point.
Yeah, he's the glass.
That's where the smiley face is,
He's
right?
the glass, but yeah, he's the glass.
That's
but
where
he
his
has the
body
Kool-Aid
is
inside.
made up.
Yeah,
Technically,
that's a good thought
it's a-
though. But
the whole makeup is him. But
yeah,
Okay.
How nice would that be to just change flavor depending on what day you're feeling?
Right.
Yeah.
Any
You don't do
given
that?
moment. No.
really feeling fruit punch today.
Yeah.
But you know what? Tomorrow I'm gonna be grape.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
fair
gonna-
enough.
And it's going to be great. Wrong guy. Number 7.
Okay.
These are a lot of thoughts.
Okay. I have this one and then one to kind of go off of it.
Okay.
If you drop soap on the ground, is the floor clean or is the soap dirty?
The floor would be clean
Okay.
because
Go ahead.
soap is self-cleansing.
Yeah, the floor would be clean.
Because like I've thought about this too, and if anyone out there watches Friends, you know this reference. When you think about when you go in the shower and you have a bar of soap in there, let's say you have like a roommate or something, think about the last thing they wash and the first thing you wash. Does that bother you very much? No, because it's soap. It's self-cleaning. You know what I mean?
Guess so.
No, just
It
me.
would bother me.
me.
But,
I mean, it would bother me, but,
I'd
rather
okay.
not think, why are you making that face?
no, because
Because it's awkward. That's this whole podcast,
Such an
man.
awkward-
That is true.
It is a
yes.
session.
But
of
so
awkward.
because when you wash yourself with soap,
Yeah.
is the soap dirty or are you clean?
Well, then you end up being clean.
Yeah.
But here's something else.
Oh,
So
Lord.
when you get out of the shower,
Is
then
the
cleaned
towel-
by the soap. Yeah, is the towel dirty? Because you're coming out of it clean, you're wiping yourself off clean. How is the towel dirty?
I have a thought, and I think you're gonna say the same thing. Probably. Why don't you go first? I'm curious what you have to say about this
I
topic.
thought you were just gonna say both of them would be clean because you just said that soap is self-cleaning. Therefore, soap can't get dirty, and you would come out clean.
Yes,
But a towel isn't self-cleaning.
but here's the thing about a towel, though, and wow, I feel like I know too much about this. Okay,
Oh,
so
I
I
know.
have thought about this before,
Okay,
but
yeah.
when you get out of the shower, you are essentially clean, or at least you should be, or else you really need to relearn how to take a shower. But anyways, you get out and then you dry yourself off. But the thing is that when you get all of that water off of you and you're scrubbing yourself with the towel, you're also collecting dead skin on the towel.
So the towel
So
gets
after
dirty.
like the second time you use that towel, you really shouldn't use it again, in my opinion. I don't have anything wrong with reusing a towel so long as it's not like so many times it's been sitting there for like a week.
Yeah.
So that's my theory.
What is the right amount of time?
I would say, let's say you take a shower once a day or once every other day or something.
Like for
I'd say
work.
like every 3 days you need to change out that towel.
At max, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
that's just my thought.
What about-
Hygiene thoughts with Zach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What about?
Oh my god, it could be a segment.
Well,
How to make your room smell clean? That would not. You couldn't do that.
Oh my god. Okay, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't head up that part.
Yeah.
You know, this is the second time this has been brought up on
Yes,
this podcast.
it
People are
needs
gonna
to be.
think I'm so nasty.
No,
you're not.
I am.
And you. I don't
and
know.
you are.
It's
No, you're
okay. To be fair, most of it's my dog. My dog really stinks up my room, and it sucks because she's old, and I can't take her out all the time when she needs to go, and I don't want to clean out her cage. So what happens? She just goes in my room. Fun time.
not. As a dog does.
Or you could leave the door open.
Nope, because then she'd do her business downstairs, and then my parents would get upset.
Or
so.
leave a trail going down the stairs.
It's better to have one dirty room than the entire house. Just
I've legitimately thought about putting like one of those dog litter boxes in my room because those exist, and you can like train dogs to do that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, she's older though. I don't.
Yeah,
You
that
can
is the
teach a
thing.
dog.
I have no
old
idea
tricks.
how old she is either. She's at least 10.
Teach a dog.
You can teach a dog old tricks?
Yes.
You
An
can
old
teach a
dog.
dog.
You can teach an old dog.
Anyway.
Presley, next segment.
I'm out.
Oh,
You're
okay,
out?
There we go.
Thoughts,
That,
that's
that
it.
Oh my
was
gosh.
Presley Thoughts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can
That
we
was
can
actually
we take a moment to recap that? Does everyone still have their brain cells intact? Because I sure don't.
I have
No.
a couple
The
less.
first week of Presley Thoughts to me was the one to where
Oh my
it's
gosh.
it-
Are we
that
gonna
one-
bring this up
Yeah.
every time?
Well,
Yeah,
that one
why
lasted
not?
with me the most.
Because we're gonna get banned.
Not if
What?
we talk.
Oh
What?
no, I didn't. No, I was talking about cow raisins and
Oh,
whatnot.
cowards.
Yeah.
I was talking about the very first podcast.
Oh, I wasn't talking about that. Oh yeah, Presley should get banned. Anyways,
Okay, overrated or underrated? Presley. Don't answer that. Moving on.
Yeah, anyway,
okay.
we're gonna talk about some overrated or underrated things. So we each have 3 things we're gonna talk about. We didn't say what these are, so some of these might be the exact same.
Yeah, there might be
But
some overlap.
Leighton, you want to kick us off? Say your 3.
Sure. Do you want me to do all 3 or do you each one?
Do all 3, and then Evan, and then yeah. we'll go
Okay.
on.
So my first one, I actually have a pretty strong opinion about this, but I want to get y'all's thoughts first. So, is this overrated or underrated? Watching movies in 3D.
Overrated. Because
Okay.
some of them are
So
not made for it,
overrated.
and it is obvious.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
hate
Yeah.
watching movies.
Also,
in
the
3D.
movies that are made for 3D, I feel like they leave out so much. Just when it comes to either acting or the way the story's written or whatever, like it's clear when you watch a movie for 3D that they left out everything else for the movie and that they made it just for a 3D audience. So it's just a whole bunch of things flying at the screen, but you're like,
Yeah.
wait, what's the story?
Yep.
And it's like, oh no, but here's a fish.
Yeah. And like
remember-
half the time it just looks weird because you're
Yeah.
using like
Yeah.
cheap $2 glasses to watch a high quality
If they're even
movie.
$2.
Do you remember what's that movie? The one that was like famous for 3D as a kid, Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Oh my!
You remember that in 3D?
My mom hates that movie.
Really?
My mom hates
Why?
it. The movie is awful.
It's not
It's a great movie.
It's a classic.
It's a classic. It's not great, but it's a classic.
It's a classic
Dude.
movie.
No, right here. Look at me. Look at
Make
me.
eye contact.
Shark Boy and Lava Girl is in an amazing movie.
Guys, thank you for
That's
watching the
warm.
podcast. We're gonna end this one a little early. I need to educate my friends.
I think
Golly.
I think it's one of those movies where when we were younger, we probably thought it was amazing, but
Yeah.
for nostalgic reasons, we still say it's good. I mean, I haven't seen that movie in 10 years at least.
Yeah.
I guarantee it's not as good as we used to think.
Evan, stop jimming the camera.
I'm
You don't deserve it. This isn't
I'm
a
so
jimmable
dis-
moment for
In
me.
his
I'm
defense,
so
if we were to watch
disappointed.
it,
It's a
we would
cult
probably agree.
It's a cult.
Like
This
nowadays.
is Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Yeah.
It has Taylor Lautner.
Who?
Anyways, Leighton, what's your second one?
Please.
My second one, we're probably gonna all agree with this, but what are your thoughts on Super Bowl commercials?
Oh, I think they're adequately rated.
Properly rated.
rated, yeah.
I feel like
I
most
have-
of them
So,
are
dude,
very
I would say
underrated.
underrated.
I would say very overrated.
Some people watch the Super
Really?
Bowl just for the commercials.
Well, the reason why I say overrated. So I'm not meaning to dominate the conversation, but the reason why I say overrated is because I feel like it's something that gets hyped up every single year, which it is. I mean, companies pay what, like 50,000, 100,000,
So
like
much.
more money than that, probably a lot more money
It's
than
a
that
lot
for
more
just
than that.
like 5 seconds of time for a commercial, and you watch it and you're like, oh, okay, like. I feel like there's so much hype around it, and then you watch it, and some of them are very funny, and some of them are good, but for the majority of them, you're just like, oh, okay. I'm glad I decided to watch the commercial opposed to getting up to use the restroom or grab more snacks or something.
Yeah. And then you miss the game. And
Yeah, so I feel like they could be good, but just I feel like the quality of them compared to the quantity, it makes it overrated.
From a business standpoint, though, that is so smart by the NFL. Have these commercials during the time, like that they're different than any other part of the year, because that alone makes people tune into the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
People
It's
that don't even like football
People
watch the
come
Super
to
Bowl.
watch ads.
Right.
Yeah.
How does
That's
this happen?
insane.
as much as the game,
I
if
know.
not more.
If you look at the most viewed live like cable shows or whatever for each year, pretty much every single year it's the Super Bowl. Every year it's number one. And that's because of, all the football fans, the biggest game of the year, or just a sports fan, honestly, in general. If you like sports and not even football, you probably are watching this game. If you don't even like football, you're tuning in to watch this game.
Yeah.
It's just the amount of
Probably.
it's insane.
Properly rated. The past couple years, though, I think it has been a little overhyped. And then you watch it, and it's like,
They might have to
okay,
do it with COVID though.
Could be.
Like not as
Could
not as much time or
They're
whatever.
restricted also on what
Yeah.
they could do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a little underrated. Like I know so many people they hate on the commercials, and I love them. I think they're amazing.
Yeah.
Like half of them probably suck, but then the other half is probably the best thing you've ever seen. I like it.
Those Budweiser commercials
Yeah, Budweiser was one I was definitely
hit your
thinking
heart. Yeah, and then like Bud Light,
hard.
those are funny.
with those huge Clydesdales. I
Yeah.
remember that one year.
Yeah.
that was good.
That was a much different response than what I was thinking.
What were you thinking?
What are your thoughts?
I thought it was overrated. I thought most people
Okay.
would think it's
So
overrated. but
you and I agreed,
wow.
but everyone else disagreed.
I feel like most of them just are not worth the hype. But your expectations
That's
go
fair.
a lot higher, so I don't know. They're better than most
It's
commercials.
kind of like Marvel movies. You just can't listen to the hype. You got to
Yeah.
tune it
Or,
out.
Yeah.
or like Super Bowl halftime concerts. I
Yeah.
feel like some
Oh.
of those are.
Those I'd say are very overrated.
Overrated.
Yeah. Although the memes that come out of them are
Probably
very funny, like the
overrated.
one with the Weekend,
Yeah.
to where like he's going around like
Yeah.
this, and then I don't know if people have seen it, but then it's like someone made a TikTok of it, and there's a guy with like a camera on the other side, and
Yeah.
he's like, "Whoa, man,
Yeah.
stop taking me on the camera!" And it's like the camera all around. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
All right,
pretty
but
good.
sorry. The next overrated.
Yeah.
The next one, and this is like very broad, but the internet as a whole, is it underrated or overrated? Think about it.
What?
I think
Oh.
it's so. I mean, obviously everybody uses it,
Yeah.
but it is still wildly underrated.
I agree.
completely.
People are not utilizing it to its full potential.
Right. You can literally go to Google and just type in anything you want to know when you find it.
Yeah, not even that.
That-
You can communicate across the world.
I probably
And
wouldn't
this
have
is
the
a
hobbies.
New thing.
Yeah.
This is new. This is a modern technology that is so advanced. That's my thoughts. I think
So-
it's insane.
I think it's underrated in the sense of people understanding its potential, but overrated in the sense of thinking that we need it in our everyday life. Like technology surrounds us in a way that's kind of engulfing at this point, and I feel like it's because we've only had the technology for such a short amount of time. Like what's it been, like 30 years that it's been utilized like normally every day? And so I feel like it's overrated in the sense of thinking like we need it every day.
Yeah.
Go touch grass, in other words, and underrated in the sense of people realizing its potential.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
it's very-
I'd agree with you. I think it's more so properly rated. I'm probably the one that would most likely say overrated, but I'd probably say properly rated. I don't think I'd call it overrated necessarily.
I can see where you would say it's overrated. It definitely has its downsides,
Yeah.
but if you just take it for what it is and use it and utilize it in a proper way,
Yeah,
I think
especially-
it can be very useful.
Totally.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And especially like with the mental health issues that comes from social media nowadays and all of
Yeah.
that anxiety that
Yeah.
like kids that are 12, 13, 14 are getting from it. And I mean like part of that is I feel like an issue with the parents letting their kid have a phone and social media.
parenting is also, yeah.
But it's like I don't know. It's just a lot of hurt that can come from that.
Well, I was also going to say to that point, like, is it the social media that's? Well, I didn't mean to make this a Presley thought. Is it the social media that's causing the anxiety, or was the insecurity already there, and then the social media just puts a magnifying glass on it?
I don't know.
'Cause I feel like
like
the issue comes from the heart and from the person, and because social media is just an inanimate thing.
It's a little bit of both.
I feel like it can be both.
Could be both.
It can be both, but no, Presley, I agree with you to where social media really does magnify
It
all
can.
of that. It puts such a big spotlight on it.
But
So.
you have control over that. I mean, you can let people know about as much as yourself as you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of parts to the internet. I
Yeah.
mean, there's social media, there's like Google, there's communicating to people, texting, and
Gaming.
all of that. Gaming, like all of it.
I wouldn't have the
There's so many
hobbies I
parts.
have if it
Right.
weren't for the internet.
Right.
Yeah, and a lot of people have gotten their job from it and whatnot. The reason why I would say, like, properly rated or more so overrated is just because I feel like, unless you're going to like a older generation, I feel like most everyone would say that's either properly or underrated. And then a lot of people that are a bit older that lived without the internet, they would say, "Oh, it's so overrated, and we didn't have this and whatnot."
Well,
So-
they didn't think it was going to be a thing.
Yeah, some of them did. Some did, but
Yeah.
not everyone. Yeah.
Everybody's like, email? Nobody's going to use email.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you
And then now
grew
that's
up
kinda
with
like
America Online.
Yeah. And
you're
Facebook,
Da, 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 da.
you used to only be able to use Facebook if you had a .edu email.
Oh, really?
a college email. I don't know if you remember
Oh,
that.
yeah. No, I actually do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So is that your three?
Yeah, that's my 3.
All right, Evan, what you
Okay.
got?
So for my first one, I'm here. We're in Tennessee, and I'm here to start some controversy with is Chick-fil-A underrated? Or overrated? I'm here to start some controversy and some trouble.
Let's go down the table so we don't tear each other apart.
Okay, that's
Make me
unfair to
laugh.
you though, because like you used to
Yeah.
work there.
Yeah.
I would honestly say it's like, are you just talking like the food or like
Chick-fil-A?
Everything.
And just the
Chick-fil-A.
hype around
Chick-fil-A.
it, the food,
I-
the entity.
I would say it's overrated.
Overrated. Okay.
Overrated.
Overrated.
Yeah,
Slightly
Yes,
overrated.
slightly.
it's
Okay.
good food.
Yeah.
It's-
But
I
it
am
is
good.
like,
I got a whole bunch of Tennessee boys to say Chick-fil-A is overrated.
but no, but you got to understand, people don't understand how awesome this place is, and I
It
feel like
is.
it's okay. You know what? We need to treat Chick-fil-A like a Marvel movie. Just don't listen to the hype. Just go.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I
Don't
mean,
listen to hype, just
just
go.
Chick-fil-A is
Yeah.
good.
I
And
would,
they're so nice.
I would
It's
love
still-
to go.
they are.
But
It's still fast food.
the line is
Yeah.
wrapped around the building. So
I will say, as someone, again, I know I bring this up every single time, but someone who grew up in California and not the South, to me, I almost compare it to like an In-N-Out Chick-fil-A, because not in terms of the food, it's not like that. And the people at Chick-fil-A are in general probably more friendly. But in terms of the line and like all the hype that's around it, because In-N-Out would be the same thing, to where you have a line to where it goes all the way around the building, people are waiting in the middle of the road to get their In-N-Out.
Yeah.
And
not
the
worth
line
it, yeah.
actually, you still get to your food before probably like McDonald's or Burger King, because they're still trying to fix their ice cream machine. That's so I kind of compare it to that, to where like Chick-fil-A is very, very good. I do like Chick-fil-A in terms of fast food restaurants. It's one of the best, but to me, people talk about it like it's the best meal you can eat, when at the end of the day it's still fast food. It is very, very good fast food, and it has great service and all that, but it's still fast food. Like
ultimately, it's the pinnacle of customer service fast food restaurants.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
you go to there, like, "Hi, what can I get you?" with a smile. And other places, you're like, "Hey, what you want? You might get it."
Yeah, then you go
Yeah.
to Popeyes and you're lucky to get your order in.
Yeah. It's like, "Hey, what you want?"
Dude, it's actually insane.
Can I please get a chicken sandwich?
The amount of times I've been to Popeyes and I've waited like in the
So
line
long.
to try to order and they just never answer.
I
And
really
you're the
wonder-
only car
Right.
in the drive-through.
Right.
What were you gonna say, Layden?
I wonder if there is a Popeyes out there that is actually as nice as like just a standard Chick-fil-A.
I'm sure.
Like, there has got to be a Popeyes
There has to
out
be
there
somewhere,
that
right?
is like super nice, and I would
Louisiana.
Probably
My
Louisiana,
best
maybe.
guess.
Man,
Maybe.
Yeah.
because I like Popeyes, but
Yeah.
anyway.
I've
That's a
never
good
been
one.
to Popeyes.
That's a good one.
What's
Oh, yes,
next?
I just wanted to come up with some
God,
controversy.
starting off strong.
Yeah. All right, and then the next one, it's a little more relaxed. So the month of summer, is that
The month of
of summer. I'm very smart. The season,
Yeah.
the season. Yes.
Well, in Tennessee, it's a month.
Well, actually, yeah. In Tennessee, it can sometimes be a month. But is summer overrated or underrated?
That's a tough one.
Underrated.
That's a tough one.
I would say underrated.
Okay, so we have an underrated,
Let's say properly rated.
properly rated. Yeah.
I don't.
I feel like this is one of those things that might change depending on what time of life you're in. Because if you're still in school, like summer can be amazing.
Yeah.
But if you still have to go to work every day, it's just hot.
Yeah.
It's just annoying.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like it's more what's surrounded around the summer, more so than the summer itself. So I would
That's
say a
fair.
little overrated.
If we're looking at it strictly from the aspect of like my current life, I don't like it as much.
Yeah.
I prefer the colder or the fall specifically. But when I was a kid, summer meant a lot, and in college especially, having that long break,
No idea.
so amazing.
Yeah.
Well,
I
another
completely
thing
agree.
is too is that at least for me, like being an extrovert, summer, like, and especially the time I forgot if it's like spring forward, right?
Yeah.
Like so.
forward, fall back.
Yeah, like longer days, it seems like towards the end of the day, and with those sunsets. I mean, I love summer just because of that alone. And me being an extrovert, it feels like more inviting to go out and do stuff. Whereas in winter, I want to stay at home and just, play Xbox or
See,
something.
I'm fine with the spring here in Tennessee if it would last more than a day.
Yeah.
I would like that
There's-
maybe more than fall. But
It's like fake spring, second spring, fake spring, fall,
And like
summer,
one
winter,
day where it's a
death winter.
perfect 70 degrees.
You go from summer to winter after some fall and spring.
Yeah.
That's a good one though.
Yeah, but no, I was just because I don't really have any strong opinions on it, but I was just curious what you guys thought. I would say it's probably properly rated overall.
Man came out swinging with Chick-fil-A. He's like, so what about summer?
Yeah, exactly. Chick-fil-A in the summer. No.
What else you got?
All right, and then for my final one, everyone always talks about like coffee. Is coffee overrated, underrated, or whatever? I'm not saying coffee, but the main reason why people drink coffee is caffeine overrated or underrated.
Oh.
I think it's underrated.
All right,
I think it's underrated.
so we have an underrated for caffeine.
Oh, overrated.
Yeah, that's what
Overrated.
I was gonna say overrated.
I would say
Overrated.
overrated.
Okay, so
Okay,
That was awkward.
Look,
Discussion of
somebody beat me.
awkwardness. I was
Somebody
thinking-
interrupt each other.
I hear. Because Evan, do you have any thoughts on this? Since you're the one person who, had
I
a
know
different
this
opinion?
isn't for everybody, but for me, caffeine gets me so it helps so much, especially like being at college and like the late nights I have and stuff. I have to have coffee or caffeine in the morning to run, or if I don't, my day is just it's off. The amount it helps me, it really does. But that's me.
What?
oh,
It makes me more productive.
What
Okay, but
bothers me,
how much?
though-
How much of it is mental?
No,
Yeah.
I think it plays. A
That's
big
why I
effect,
say. That's
but-
why I lean towards overrated. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say what I hate about the caffeine is the dependency upon it. Like you get dependent and you need it every single morning or that coffee to get your day started.
Like a drug.
I don't know. It is a drug. So I don't know. I don't like it.
I have such strong feelings with this. So, like, for me, and I totally agree with you, like, I feel like it's such a mental thing. Not to say that you guys are, like, stupid or trick yourself into it, but, like, for me, caffeine really, truly does nothing for me. Like, I know, for instance, Evan, your sister, Jamie,
Yeah.
she can't have a soda after, like, 2 p.m. or else she just won't sleep that night. Shout out to Jamie.
Shout out, Jamie.
And,
bad?
you know, I'm not saying that's a mental thing, but I feel like it affects everyone differently. And like for me, I can't drink caffeine until like, oh, I'm awake now. And some people say that's because I have ADHD, and that could be true. I don't know. But like just that and just that and the fact that like going to the gym, you see so many guys with like smelling salts in their pre-workout with so much caffeine in it.
Smelling salts are wild.
Okay, they are wild.
They are crazy.
And that's cool and all, but like you get the image I'm trying to paint here with those guys that are like caffeine junkies. It's just it's so overrated. Overrated. That's my final point.
What did everyone else say again? I said overrated,
Evan
overrated,
was the only one who said
underrated.
underrated.
Because
Because I don't drink caffeine, so I want to know.
don't
I
either.
don't drink caffeine.
Got a
right.
decent
I'm
amount of
boring.
energy.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I just sleep a lot to make up for
do.
not having to
And that's
have
the thing,
caffeine.
I don't.
Yeah.
So I need that extra.
That sounds
oomph.
like you just need some more sleep.
Yeah, like
And
I
I
don't know.
wish it was that simple, Evan. I really do.
Well, see,
Well, no,
you
I'm
go
not.
to bed.
I'm not saying just get more sleep. I'm saying it sounds like you need more sleep.
Well, I mean, yeah,
You do.
I do.
It may not
but I
happen,
can't.
but
I
Next
just
topic.
don't sleep.
I just don't know how healthy it is. Like having caffeine all the
Oh, I'm
time,
sure it's
but-
not, but I don't care. I need it.
Yeah.
And that's how drugs work, kids.
All right, my turn.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
All right, so first, overrated, underrated I have are concerts. Are they
Oh.
overrated or underrated?
Wait, how are we supposed to say if we've never been though?
You've never been to a concert?
Zach, you've been to.
Oh,
concerts.
I thought you were gonna name like different people's
No,
concerts.
just concerts.
Like-
No,
oh,
just
just
concerts
concerts
in
in
general.
general.
We're gonna know.
I'd say underrated.
depends on which concert. Depends on who's playing.
Yeah, agreed.
That's too wide.
All right, to me, it solely depends on where you sit. Because how concerts are, if you are like, back far away and you're just crowded by all these people and you can barely see the person that's singing on stage, that's not worth it to me.
Yeah.
And
because
the
you-
nosebleeds.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, because you pay all this money to go see them and you can barely see these people. You can hear them, but you're uncomfortable around all these people the whole time. But if you're closer and you can see the person singing or whatever they're doing, that might be worth it. So I think it just depends. It also depends on the person, yeah.
If you want to talk about uncomfortable getting close to people, we need to take you to a heavy metal concert.
I'm not.
No.
We're going.
Oh,
Or that's uncomfortable.
Yeah,
That's
that's
uncomfortable. But you can agree with that, right?
Oh yeah, heavy metal concerts are some of the best concerts I've ever been
That's
to.
I have to agree.
I would never go
Yeah.
to
Dude,
It's
mosh
fun.
pits
It's
at a
so
heavy metal
much fun.
concert. It's a good time.
I've never been to one where they actually like hurt each other. But yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's another good story. Maybe not for this podcast. Anyway, so you can check out on our OnlyFans, the rated R.
Yeah, the explicit.
Yeah.
No, I think concerts are slightly overrated
What about
because of
y'all?
that reason.
I feel like it's overrated. Slightly. It really depends on who you go see.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I agree.
I don't really feel like
I haven't been to too many concerts, is the thing. Like, I've been to a few, obviously, but I haven't been to that many. Overall, because I'm more introverted, I'd probably say they're a bit overrated.
Yeah, the thought.
But, what?
You keep going. I have a thought when you're done.
No, I want to hear your thought, apparently.
I really don't like it when you have these people that take their phone and record the
Oh, my
entire
goodness.
concert and watch it.
yeah.
Like, enjoy the concert.
Do you
Stop
really
recording
think
the
that it's
whole
gonna
time.
be worth it and it's gonna sound good
know.
like this?
On these speakers? It sounds horrible.
Yeah.
You can't
It just gets
capture
blown
it.
out.
And then they start singing and put it on their, Snapchat
It's
stories.
like, honey,
and
you
I can only hear them.
cannot-
They're just screaming
You
into the mic.
cannot sing.
So-
Singing on my
You're not wrong.
Also, this is a
actually
fun
not bad.
fact that I learned when I was in school like a week ago. By the way, I'm in school for audio engineering. What do you think concerts are mixed in, stereo or mono?
No idea what that means.
I would
Mom?
I would say stereo. You want both
So-
sounds,
Well,
right?
since you're
So, like-
asking, I'd say mono.
Explain the difference.
So stereo is essentially when you are able to hear two separate sources or more of audio. So like a left side and a right side. That's kind of like what we have in here, like our headphones right now. We technically have a stereo image because we have two sources.
Yeah.
Whereas mono would just be the one, and you get like what's called a stereo field. But I won't go into all of that. But I always thought it was stereo too, going to a concert. But it's so loud, and if you only stand in the middle, you can notice. But it's mixed in mono because they don't give a crap about getting a stereo image. And I just thought that
want it
was
as loud as possible.
I mean, yeah. I mean, why would you want a stereo image if you're not going to be sitting in the middle and everyone's going to be moving, jumping around? I
Like
just
if
thought
you're
that was
over on the
interesting.
left or just the right.
Yeah, and if you're on the right side and you only hear one speaker,
Exactly.
you probably don't want to.
Alright.
And it creates so much extra work for the sound engineers and the live sets, like people that create the sets and stuff. Why would you do it?
That's
Alright.
really interesting.
Yeah. So, what about streaming services? Are those overrated or underrated?
Oh, at this point, they're getting over.
At this
Yeah, I'm
point,
gonna
I
say
agree with
over.
Zach. At this point, they're getting overrated.
A couple years ago, underrated. Now everybody's got
Well, there's
one.
15 more than there were even just 2
I
or
don't
3
want
years
to pay
ago.
for all that.
Well, here's my thing. I don't think you'll realize the direction we're headed in.
How do you mean?
Eventually, movie theaters are not going to be a thing. It's going to be all.
Either that or they're going to have to
I
really
don't
step up the experience.
I mean,
I
I
think-
agree eventually, but I think that's a long. I don't think that it's
Because,
as
I mean,
far
you got
away
like
as you think.
HBO Max that are just, they're putting the new movies on HBO
Well,
Max.
they're not doing that anymore.
They're not?
I think they've
Here's
decided
the
they're
thing.
going to stop.
Wow.
The average, just standard home does not have, currently in this time, maybe it'll change in 100 years, maybe 50,
In 100
maybe 20,
years.
but they do not have a TV or sound system that is anywhere close to a movie theater.
yeah.
Yep.
The experience is way too different, but eventually I think,
Yeah.
I
probably
agree.
watch it at home.
I agree eventually, but I think we're a ways away from that.
Like you would have to be an audio engineer, someone who's gonna you may build like a dedicated home theater one day. Get your
Yeah,
own I would
yeah.
love to have that.
And I've actually, my professor, DJ L, shout out. he was talking about like the next stage into like immersive audio is something called Dolby Atmos.
Yes.
Which is what like these new movies are being mixed in, and it's like imagine like the stereo field that I was talking about, but make it 3D. And like
Yeah,
you can
3D
literally
all
place
around
sound
you.
specifically in a room and have it automated so where like a helicopter sound travels around above
Yeah.
and under you. It's just insane. So I don't think it's going to be dead for a long time, but maybe eventually. It just depends
Yeah.
where we
Well,
go.
One day, yeah.
Going to the streaming services, like, I feel like it's a little, like, they're getting so expensive, but I feel like it's underrated in a sense because what's the alternative? Like,
Cable. Yeah.
and see ads all the time. Like, I'd rather just get ad-free stuff.
Another thing with that is a lot of people think right now with all the streaming services that it's going to eventually turn back into cable between everything.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, a lot of the streaming services like Hulu, you can get one with ads or without ads.
At least
Yeah.
you have the option.
Yeah, at least you have the option. But yeah, it might just go through the internet instead of a satellite.
All right. Let's kind of go through the rest of these a little quickly because we got a couple more segments we want to do. But napping. Is napping overrated or underrated?
Underrated.
I'm gonna say rated.
I think it's
I
overrated.
feel like it's overrated because sometimes I feel like death
Yes.
after a nap, and it's not worth it. It messes up your sleep cycle.
And to me, to me, I can just, if I'm not napping, I can get stuff done. I feel bad when I nap because I'm not doing anything.
That's my
Depends.
point in it, because naps always make me feel worse when I wake up.
Depends on the length of the nap.
Well, if it's like for a number
true.
of hours, then that's different.
Oh yeah, because then you start going through your cycle and your body thinks, oh, I'm gonna be sleeping all night.
Yeah.
And then you wake up, it's like a zombie.
No, but 30 minutes to an hour. No, I'm disagreeing with you actually, because 30 minutes to an hour, that I hate
Really?
that.
I thought you were talking about like 3
I hate
hours.
those type of naps. No, because at that point, then I just want to sleep.
Yeah.
If you're going for like 4 or 5 hours sleeping, but no, I don't like him. I mean, Zach 100% disagrees.
So you're probably
with me.
like the 15-minute power nap guy.
no.
No? Oh, never mind.
30 minutes to an hour.
Perfect.
Really?
Perfect.
I agree with
And
that.
you feel refreshed.
Yes.
Like after-
Sometimes.
So it,
you feel
Not
good.
always. See, here's the thing: is like I feel like you were saying, it has to do with your REM cycle and how tired you are and how long you plan on sleeping. And like I don't know, there's so many different factors, but I feel like you always know how long a nap you can take. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I found out the hard way. 3 hours is way too much.
Oh yeah, way too much.
all right.
You might as well sleep.
Presley?
Oh, that was your thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's kind of run through these.
Yeah, let's do rapid fire. Overrated or underrated? Post Malone.
Underrated.
Proper.
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 Yeah.
proper under.
Underrated.
That man is not defined by a genre. It's
No.
it's amazing.
That's true.
He's just music.
He is
I
very
would-
famous though, and very high.
He
up there.
is.
That's one of the few rappers that I actually like because he actually has a good voice and doesn't mumble.
Well, he sings
Yeah.
too.
No, he does. No, I like a lot
impressive.
of Post Malone
He
stuff.
merges throughout all the genres. Okay. Next one. Overrated or underrated? Mountain Dew's flavored drinks.
Well, I don't drink soda anymore, and Mountain Dew makes me sick. So because of that, overrated. But I'm the worst person to ask about
I'm
this.
not a big fan of just Mountain Dew, but they came out with like the
Yeah.
cinnamon, what was it, gingerbread snap?
Gingerbread. That
Loved
was good.
that.
was
It
weirdly
is so
good.
weird, but it was so good.
I've never had enough of their flavors to really have an opinion.
I
Yeah.
think they're underrated because if you drink like all these other sodas that came out with the different flavors of themselves, they're not near as good as Mountain Dew.
Okay, interesting.
I don't know. And the thing is, though, is that like after I drink a Mountain Dew, I feel disgusting
That's
because
true.
of how many carbs and like
Sugar and caffeine.
It's
I get an
just
instant headache.
gross.
Like I feel
Yeah.
sick to my stomach. So that's
I
why
don't-
I'm
I
like,
don't think I was
maybe the
allowed to
flavors
drink
are
it as
great,
a
but I
kid,
just
actually.
feel awful.
Yeah, I think I was cut off from that as a child. It explains so much.
All right, so what's your third?
Overrated or underrated? The iPhone.
Extremely wildly underrated still.
The
This is what all you can do.
But you've never had another phone, have you?
I
No,
would
but I don't
say-
think I need to say it's underrated.
Oh, that's
I don't-
so hard.
It is. Here's the thing. They've really like kind of closed people in with their ecosystem. You
Apple or
you got-
iPhone?
Well, Apple in general, but the iPhone. I mean, people are like, it's
specifically the iPhone.
Yeah, specifically
Like
the
iPhone and iOS?
People only,
Okay.
people only get that. They've really trapped you in with their ecosystem. You got the Mac, the watch, the AirPods, the phone, the tablet, everything
I think
could be Apple.
it depends on how you look at it. If you're looking at it from just the technological camera power, processor speeds, and stuff like that, you can definitely get a better phone with other companies. Wildly better screen, better image. The notch is gone, just like a hole punch. More screen, way better. But the ecosystem, like you're talking about, you get so wrapped into it, and everything works seamlessly.
And all
with
your
one
friends
another.
have it.
And all your friends have it, and you have the blue eye message,
Yeah.
and everything. You're in your happy world.
Yes.
Yeah, some
So
people are like, we
that's
can't
what
be
I think
friends if
about
you're
it.
going to do the green eye message. And I'm like,
Yes.
what is wrong with you?
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm saying overrated. Wow.
I'd say-
Sorry. Whoa, iPhone. I'm sorry.
We need to talk
Whoa,
about
Whoa, iPhone. Yeah. I'm saying overrated, and here's why. When it comes to iPhones in particular, I feel like not enough people realize like what Apple does to actually trap you in, like you were saying with the ecosystem and then like the texting thing.
And it's on
like
purpose.
battery.
I feel like when Apple does something, like they don't release it until they perfect it when it comes to whatever new features, apps, like physical attributes to a phone that there is. Like this wallet thing, like I don't know, like for anyone who's watching,
I do like that.
It's a snap-on wallet and it lets me know where I left it last. Like that's amazing. That's really cool, and that's only an Apple like feature as far as I'm
Well,
concerned.
no, you could get that previously, but it doesn't work as well as that.
I'm sure probably not. Yeah. But so the thing for me is like you can have so much like adaptability and versatility with say a Samsung, but it's not going to do things nearly as well all around as an Apple or have as much user friendly.
Yeah, the main thing
abilities.
is user friendliness.
It's
That's a
so
huge
user-friendly.
And
aspect.
it lasts. Like my phone's like
Yeah, it does
what,
last
3 or
for the
4
most
years
part.
old.
It lasts as long as you don't update. My phone
Yeah.
has now lasted a while. I will say it was either an iPhone 6 or I think it was an iPhone 6.
6.
And
remember
I
that.
updated it. My phone, I'm not over exaggerating. This legitimately happened to me. I was listening to a song on my iPhone. So it wasn't a movie or YouTube or anything like that. I was just listening to a song, just audio. My phone started at 100%. It died because of the battery. I'm not joking.
I love that.
There is a theory that they're doing that on purpose. with
Yeah.
these updates.
Oh, yeah.
They
Is
confirmed
no,
that
I don't
they
think
are.
that's a theory anymore.
No,
I
they
think
are.
That,
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah.
Where they
All
like
right. Was that your third?
they like update their
Software.
phones to drain.
It's a drain.
Yes,
To get it
on
on phone.
purpose.
Oh no,
one
my
more
phone is
thought.
not updated at all.
I would say I would keep it that way.
It's not gonna be updated until I get a new phone. Sorry, Layden, what are you saying?
One thing to point out, like what you were saying with those upgrades, that other companies do it way before they do it. An example of that would be like their new ProRes that they're talking about. It's on like the 13 Pro Max, and it has just a higher refresh rate of 120 hertz up to.
Looks
It's
good.
adaptive, which means it can change based off of what's going on. So if you're scrolling through Instagram, it's going to go through like 120 hertz, which just means that the refresh rate's going to be super smooth. Companies have done this for years, and they're just now getting to it with their new phone. It's
Well,
they
hey,
wait a very long time
It
to
works.
do it.
It's not going to be like a year later. Like I've had some Androids where the phone only lasts a year. And
Yeah.
it had those features, but
Yeah.
then towards the age of the phone, they stopped working, and yeah.
Anyway, yeah. I feel like we're all
That sounded
Water.
Let's run through yours real quick.
All right. So overrated or underrated tattoos?
over.
I would say overrated. I guess.
I would say overrated, but I know a lot of people. The thought of getting something on my body permanent for years.
That's too
just
much pressure.
Doesn't,
Yeah.
and you can regret it later on. But I realize, people love tattoos, and
I mean,
know, but-
do what you want, but that's what I'm
That's
scared.
just
It's
not-
like,
and I know-
I'm gonna get it, and then a year
Like,
later, it's like I wish I didn't
I
do
might
that.
want a dragon on my back for about 2 weeks. And I don't want it ever again.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's why
Yeah.
you get the henna tattoos.
or the temporaries.
and if
Yeah.
you're gonna get a tattoo, please make sure it means something.
Yeah.
Really.
I know
I got a
people
tattoo
that,
of a duck.
I know people that, I know people that got tattoos just because they thought it looked cool.
Yeah, it's.
I guarantee you're gonna regret that when you get older.
Unless it's like super tiny. I can get it if it's like super tiny and like on your wrist or on your
Yeah,
ankle
like
or
the
something.
cross.
That doesn't bother me so much. It's still kind of weird, but whatever.
And also, we know that there's a big biblical debate with this. We're not going to get.
We're
into that
not
right now.
getting into that.
We're not getting into that.
Italian ice. Overrated.
I
or
love
underrated?
Italian ice.
what's Italian ice?
You never had like Italian ice, like shaved ice?
Shaved
I've had it.
Oh.
I've only had it a few times. I guess I would say.
Heard it called
I think it's underrated.
I would say
love
properly
that.
rated. I mean, it's good. It's not amazing. I don't hear a lot about it.
Yeah, I'd say overrated.
The
It's,
fact y'all
it's
have never
Italian.
heard of it, I would say it's underrated.
I guess
Yeah. It's not like
Yeah, I thought
Sonic
it was-
Ice, is it? It's different.
Oh no, way different.
it's
Sonic is its own
no.
thing.
It's like ice cream, but not.
No, it's more. I would say more like a slushy.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's more like.
It's like a thick slushy.
Yeah.
It's like ice cream, but not.
Okay.
I
That is
feel
a
like you
Presley
would
thought.
love Italian ice.
Probably. So I'm gonna say underrated.
Because you like.
I don't know what it is,
I
but
don't know what it
yeah.
is. All right, sorry. Your next one's Zach.
Okay, now the third one, college.
We talked about
talked
that.
Oh,
about
Zach,
You didn't
Oh, you
listen to
weren't
our
there.
podcast.
podcast.
He didn't listen to our last podcast. What a friend. What a friend.
Man.
Yeah, get out of here.
But we
Bye.
can recap.
We can recap.
What
So-
is wrong? What is?
Ethan, you okay there?
No.
I can't take you seriously.
And
College,
this is what happens when
we decided that college was overrated.
yes.
And if you want to know more, go listen to our last podcast.
Yes.
Plug.
And don't.
Zach.
Okay.
That is
not-
okay. That is a good one, but we did just.
That is a good one, but yeah.
So disappointed in you. So.
Wait,
so
Zach,
shame.
is Taco Bell overrated or underrated, Zach?
Underrated.
Yeah, no, you
Yeah,
said
we
that.
knew that.
We talked about that last week. All right. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to play a little game I came up with called Which Celebrity Did It? So basically I will read a true crime that these celebrities did, and I'll give a few choices of answers at the end, and then they have to guess which one did it. So the first one. This very well-known celebrity was charged with drug trafficking before they ever hit fame. In the 1970s, this celebrity was caught with over 650 grams of cocaine at an airport. He initially received a life sentence, but requested to have the sentence reduced in exchange for other drug dealers they worked with, and ended up serving 2 years and 4 months in prison.
Miley Cyrus.
Is this... It was in the 70s. Is this A, Jim Carrey, B, Howard Stern, C, Tim Allen, or D, Samuel L. Jackson?
Okay, we can get rid of C.
Yeah, I feel like you would just throw.
I'm
it
gonna
in
say
there just
Howard
to do it.
Stern. I feel like that dude
yeah.
is pretty insane.
Me too.
I mean, Howard Stern is the most, but I feel like that's almost too obvious of an answer. Is the thing?
Is it?
I don't know. Samuel L. Jackson. I mean,
Possible.
I don't know if he could like mix in with the rough crowd. Like I don't know, but
I don't know anything about him other than.
and what was the first one? It was a.
Jim Carrey.
I don't think.
I don't think it was
That would be the one I'd
Jim
least expect.
Carrey. I don't think. I'm not confident in Howard Stern as an answer. I feel like it's too obvious, but I'll go with Howard Stern.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Howard Stern.
Everybody's Howard
Yeah.
Stern.
I feel like it's too obvious though.
So this very well-known celebrity who was charged with drug trafficking before they ever hit fame has been in a ton of movies, popular TV shows. It is Tim Allen.
It was
Really?
No way!
I
Wow.
did not know that about him.
I did not know that.
Timmy!
He was
Hey, he's
almost
changed a lot.
never heard of because he almost served life in prison for that. 650 grams of cocaine. That's crazy.
Santa was delivering something that Christmas.
Yeah. This man played Woody and Santa and
Buzz.
How is he still
wait, he played-
alive?
Buzz.
Not Woody. No.
He didn't
Buzz.
consume it all.
Yeah.
He just had it there, right?
They just
I
had
would
it on.
hope.
He's growing out his Santa beard too. I don't know if anyone can see that. Well,
Shout out Tim.
Santa,
yeah.
baby.
Yeah,
probably
Tim
include
Allen
that.
was a big drug guy.
Wow.
Big drug guy.
Ready for the next
Wow.
one?
Yeah.
Ready.
So, this very famous musician was accused of sexual battery in the early 2010s. The accusation led to a year-long investigation, but there ended up being insufficient evidence to charge this person. They were instead given 3 years probation and 360 hours of community service. Is this A, Miley Cyrus, B, CeeLo Green, C, Bruno Mars, or D, Jason Aldean?
Oh.
I think I know who it is.
Oh
I
wait,
could be
hold on.
wrong, but I think I do.
I had like internally decided who this was until I heard the answers, and now it's not on the list. So
Say those
if you would
answers
not
again.
mind re-saying the list.
Okay. Miley Cyrus, CeeLo Green, Bruno Mars, or Jason Aldean?
Okay, I'm rolling out Bruno. It might. I don't know.
It's not. It's either.
What do you guys think?
Well, I think I know who it is, but I'll wait till. I could very well be wrong, but I'll wait to the end.
I don't know.
You gotta guess one.
Nah.
Yeah, that's kind of what the game is.
No. Presley just gets up, walks away. He's like, "No, I'm done."
I'm gonna guess CeeLo Green.
Okay. Any reason?
I feel like I saw like I haven't seen him with any new music in years. That could be a good reason why.
True. I haven't thought about
I don't
that.
know.
Is that C?
CeeLo Green is B.
Which one is C?
Bruno Mars.
I'm gonna go with C.
Okay. Why? Just because it's C.
Just because it's
Go
C.
with C.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's
I'm
up,
just
Jimmy?
gonna go with Zach's logic and go B.
All right. I think it was Jason Aldean.
Jason Aldean.
I think so. I could be very wrong, but I think it was Jason.
Leighton
Aldean.
and Zach have CeeLo Green. Evan.
It could very. CeeLo Green is definitely a close second. I'm almost saying CeeLo, but I'm gonna go Jason Aldean.
Leighton and Zach, CeeLo Green, Evan, Jason Aldean, Presley, Bruno Mars.
Watch me be right.
That would be hilarious.
The very famous musician that was accused of sexual battery in the early 2000s was CeeLo Green.
Oh, okay, that does make sense.
Yeah.
Really
All right.
sorry.
And yeah, he hasn't come out with new music in a while.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I haven't heard anything.
Wow.
Now
All
I
right.
know why.
I thought that was just because he was basically a one-hit wonder, though.
No, he had some.
Oh,
he had some more
good
songs.
ones.
Well, he had more songs, but I mean, like,
That was the main
Come on,
one for
yeah.
sure.
Number 3. So, this rapper was charged with first-degree murder in the early 90s. The victim was a member of a rival gang, and after further investigation, it was found that the rapper's bodyguard was actually the one who was the murderer. However, this rapper has had multiple run-ins with law enforcement committing several drug crimes. Is it A, 50 Cent, B, Tupac, C, Snoop Dogg, or D, Jay-Z?
I'll let you guys talk.
You guys know who it is?
when was the era again?
Early 90s.
Or just early 90s?
Early
Okay, well, I mean,
I think the exact year was 92.
I know one person to immediately eliminate,
Okay.
madly, but
I have no idea.
I don't want to look at the screen. What were the answers again?
50 Cent, Tupac, Snoop Dogg, Jay-Z.
I'm gonna go with C again.
Snoop Dogg?
Yeah, just because I have no idea.
Oh, Snoop Dogg.
Based off the time, I thought it was going to be someone different. I had a different person in my mind.
I really don't
Because of the time era, I'm going to go with Tupac.
Okay.
But, yeah, because of the time era.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Zach
over
just
here?
thinks
Do you
he
know
just
it?
knows.
Yeah.
I can't wait for him to be
What do you
wrong.
think it is?
Snoop Doggy Dogg.
It is?
Oh, was it? Oh,
Please.
okay.
No.
It's not.
No.
No. The rapper.
No, I've heard that
it was
it's
Snoop Dogg.
Tupac.
It was Snoop Dogg.
Oh my god! Thank God. I was so confident. I was like, I've definitely heard
But-
Snoop Dogg tell
High
this
five.
story.
Okay, good job.
But Snoop Dogg Snoop Dogg did not kill someone. It was not
Yeah,
him. It was his bodyguard.
Right.
But he has been charged with a ton of drug crimes.
That's sure.
It's
really?
obvious.
Yeah.
I do know who Snoop Dogg is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he's in Charlie Brown.
Yeah. Snoopy. Yes.
Oh, my God.
It's the Snoop D-O-double-G.
All right, number 4. This big-time classic rock artist was arrested in Japan in the 80s for marijuana possession and sent to jail. The amount of marijuana was enough to warrant a charge of smuggling into the country and even had potential for up to a 7-year prison sentence. According to this musician, the only reason he was in jail for just 9 days was because of his celebrity title. Is this A, Paul McCartney, B, Freddie Mercury, C, Steven Tyler, or D, Elton John?
I feel like it could be any of those. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know celebrities well
I'm
enough.
gonna rule out Freddie Mercury
Okay.
because I don't remember hearing about any like overseas tours in Japan from them. I feel like there would be like some concert video after I would have seen at some point. What was A?
Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney. I could see that because they performed overseas a lot.
But I will tell you this: in the '80s, the Beatles were not together. They broke up in '70.
I'm dumb.
I mean,
Now
Paul
he was
McCartney's
still,
still a thing.
Oh yeah, he was still performing
Oh, yeah.
all over the place. He had Paul McCartney and the Wings was his next band.
Oh, I forgot about
So-
And the Wings. I forgot about that.
And what were the rest? I'm sorry.
Steven Tyler and Elton John.
I'm gonna go with Elton John.
That's kind of what my first
I was thinking Elton John.
but, I really don't
I mean, Steven Tyler just kind of seems like a obvious pick, just with like Aerosmith and the whole era with that. But I've been wrong
Dude
with
looks
every
like a
single
lady.
thing. So I'm gonna pull a Presley and just pick a random letter. I'm thinking A, so I guess Paul McCartney.
Okay.
Which one is C?
You don't have any guesses for any of these.
No.
You're a music guy. C is Steven Tyler.
Which one did you say?
I said Elton John.
Elton John. I'm going with that.
Steve.
Okay.
Yeah, too.
So
Alright.
Elton John for Zach and Presley.
Elton John.
Elton John for Leighton 2, and Paul McCartney for
Because
Evan.
I'm pulling a Presley, I'm just picking a random
Honestly, it
letter.
might be Paul McCartney, but I don't know.
The big-time classic rock artist, one of the most well-known artists in history, that was arrested in Japan for marijuana, could have been 7 years, but it was only 9 days, was the great Paul McCartney.
Okay.
Oh,
So
wow.
I got one based off
go.
my Presley logic.
Yeah, the Beatles did some drugs.
No,
Yeah.
have you heard? All you have to do is listen to some of their music.
Oh, yeah.
What's the one about?
Yellow Submarine.
No. What's the one about? There's some about like a secret monkey. Like only the monkey knows my secret. What's that song?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't know it off the top of my head. But there's
We're
some
the
weird.
Monkeys.
I am the walrus, I think is what you're saying.
I think it might be that. Just there's some weird song.
No, there's
There is.
a song from the Beatles called "Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds."
Oh well, everyone
And
knows that.
Ba-
yeah.
High
basically,
as a kite when they wrote that title?
Dude, they did, like, he's not wrong when
No.
he says they did some drugs.
"Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds." That is, I don't think it was ever proven by them, but it's said that that song was basically inspired by LSD, and they were
Yeah,
on LSD
yeah, it
because
sounds like some crazy-
Lucy
yeah.
L in the Sky S with Diamonds D
I get it.
LSD.
So, and it, didn't at one point they go with like a country music artist, it's like to India and smoke ayahuasca with monks?
I don't know.
With the monk?
I'm not kidding. Like
I
there
know-
are some like bizarre stories.
Maybe I know.
Right.
I know George Harrison, the guitarist, was like friends with monks. So maybe,
Probably,
but
and
yeah,
it could have been just like.
I love that you have that as a fact. I know George Harrison was friends with monks.
I know.
You know those monks.
What a groovy
You know
guy.
those monks.
All right, number 5. This is the last one I have.
Okay.
So, this very famous actor was arrested for marijuana possession in the late 90s after he was seen playing the bongos completely naked. They spent 9 hours in jail before being released on a $1,000 bond. The drug charges were dropped, and in an interview, this celebrity said, quote, "What's wrong with beating on your drums in your birthday suit? I have no regrets about the way I got here," end quote. Is this actor Jim Carrey, Will Ferrell, Leonardo DiCaprio, or Matthew McConaughey?
Matthew
I was gonna say Matthew
It's
McConaughey.
got to be
Seems
Matthew
like that.
McConaughey.
No,
What's wrong
I
with
have-
being
I don't
a
think
girl?
Will Ferrell's crazy enough. Quite frankly, it could be Jim Carrey, but I don't think he's like.
Could have been high. I don't know.
But Matthew McConaughey is just that kind of guy.
see again before Matthew.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
I don't think it's Leonardo.
I'll say even.
That's hard, but I'm going with Matthew McConaughey.
I'll say Matthew McConaughey. Okay. Why not?
Matthew.
Beat your drum.
What was that?
Wow.
What are you going with?
Talk about
No, that
social
one.
cues.
Matthew
from earlier.
McConaughey? So all Matthew McConaughey.
We're all going for
You're like all right or all wrong.
All the
Yeah.
chips in, baby.
Well, the very famous actor who was arrested for marijuana possession in the late 90s is one of the more famous actors in past couple decades. It is all right, Matthew McConaughey.
High five. Yeah, high
Alright,
five.
alright.
All right.
That was.
All right.
So that's which celebrity did it. That's fun.
Yes, that was fun. The one that surprised me the most was Tim Allen.
Yes,
That one surprised me the most.
I've actually known that. I've known that for a little bit. That's pretty crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, switching gears a little bit. Little mindset thing. We're gonna switch over to crime to advice.
Yeah.
We're
Don't
gonna
do drugs.
talk about some of the best advice we've ever received. So maybe the ones listening or watching can kind of take something from this. Is what we hope. Clayton, you want to start off?
Sure. So my advice has to do with like, I received advice when I was like playing a lot of music and drums and stuff like that. I don't know if I've told you this, but I feel like it can still apply to a lot of things that you do that you really want to perfect. What? What do you think?
Is it perfect practice makes perfect?
No, it's about that though. It's don't practice till you get it right. Practice till you can't get it wrong.
That's a really good
That's
one.
good.
So
What was it, Mr. Wilson, that said that to us? Or showed us that
I
quote?
believe it was a man named Brian.
Shout out
Brian.
Did you say you're Brian?
Brian?
Say your name was
Brian?
A little excited.
Welcome to Pillow with
Brian was a cool dude.
Yep.
Yeah. Shout out.
What did you take from that?
Basically, like when you practice something, a lot of people they just once they get it right, they're like, "Oh, got it, I'm done, and I'm done practicing. But if you really want to master something, you have to do it over and over and over until you cannot get it wrong. It's harder to get it wrong than it is just to get it right because it's so easy to you.
You can never stop getting better at something.
Right.
Take LeBron James, for example. Like, one of the best, if not, you can argue he's the best ever. There's a lot of arguments on that. But anyway,
You can argue, but
he's
you're wrong.
he's so good. And what is he going to do after one MVP award? Is he just going to say, "All right,
Right.
I'm done now. I can just go in there and play a game"? No, you got to keep practicing and get better. Keep yourself refreshed.
I'll give you a different example. Michael Jordan
Yeah.
example. Okay? The greatest of all time. He would practice with his eyes closed on the court and go around
Right.
and do all this stuff with
Right.
his eyes closed. The way he would practice was crazy. It was
He also
awesome.
retired to play baseball. But that's
We don't talk about
So,
that.
believe it or not, this is going to be probably the most controversial thing I ever say on this podcast.
I doubt that.
I'm not even talking about statistics, but when I've looked at like a lot of different athletes talk about mentality on and off the field / court, the best mentality I think I've ever seen in my entire life is Kobe Bryant, and that's why I think he's the best basketball player of all time. Dude.
Oh, come on now.
I know.
All right, we're not arguing about this right now.
Yeah.
Yes, his mentality is what makes him great
No,
at
that's-
basketball. I can have a great mentality. I'm still
He was
gonna miss
great,
every
but-
shot.
Of all time, though, I don't
No, Kobe Bryant was fantastic. There's no debating that.
Presley,
No.
do you watch basketball?
not much now.
Oh.
I like that one, Lane. That was good.
That was good.
What you got, Evan?
All right, so for me, I don't have an exact this person told me when I was down in the dumps, and I have this big epic story. Like, it was just kind of something that it's something that everyone's heard, but it's something that I've really taken to heart, and that has really been kind of like pounded into me, if that makes sense. And that really is just kind of treat others how you want to be treated, which I know everyone has heard it before.
Underrated.
But, underrated, yes.
Underrated.
But I kind of relate it to a quote I like by Maya Angelou. And she said that I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And to me, that's one that I just really agree with, because out of a lot of different like motivational quotes and things like that, there really are you're gonna forget what people say, you're gonna forget exactly what they did. I mean, as much as you try to remember, some people are better than others, but as much as you try, you will forget something, whether that be what someone said, what someone did, how that person did this or that. But you will always remember how that person made you feel, or how you feel about that person. Like, oh, how do you feel about LeBron James? Oh, I feel like this or this. You probably can't remember everything he said or everything he's done, but you probably have some sort of opinion on him. And with me, that just kind of relates to treat others kindly, don't expect anything in return, just treat other people how you want to be treated. That's just always been a big thing with me and my family. Just, you can't expect anything in return. If you do that, then it's not, it hurts the other person and you. It doesn't become genuine.
Yeah.
But yeah, the main thing is treat others how you want to be treated, because that is what they're going to remember, and that's what truly means the most.
That's very good. Yeah. There's too much judgment and negativity in this world. You gotta, I don't know.
I agree.
Give everything and
Expect nothing. Yeah, exactly.
What I have, so basically, a lot of my life, I've really struggled with overthinking. Bad, as y'all know, very bad.
Are you sure?
I'm a very bad.
Are you sure?
overthinker. Oh, I'm sure. Very bad overthinker. But a couple years ago, it was the worst it's ever been, and what this person told me really helped and has really stuck with me. But she told me, as soon as you start saying "what if," stop, because what if what you were worried about is completely wrong. And that struck gold with me, because that kind of taught me I can say what if about good things, about not like I don't have to expect the worst. I
Yeah,
can
that's
expect
good.
the best. So instead of worrying about all these negative things that could go wrong, what if I looked at the positive side and hoped for the things that could go right? That has really, really helped me.
There you go.
I don't
That's good. Yeah.
overthink.
I
I
like
still
that.
overthink at times, but when I start to overthink bad, I just think back to this quote that really, really helped me. But
Nice.
No,
that's
a good one.
That's the best advice I've ever received, and it's not even close.
No, that is very good advice, and that's something that I do agree with a lot, because there is so much to where if you're down the dumps or just anything like that, you go through a lot of what ifs, and like what you just said, they're never helpful, and most of the time, like probably 99% of the time, they're not accurate.
No.
They're just not. So no, just what ifs, they kill your spirit. They're awful for you. Just what ifs are very bad. What if I would have done this? What if this would have been differently? Like, you can't have that mindset. You're going to torture yourself. So, no, I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
Also, I like how we're like, I'm the oldest, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I think you
wow.
are, yeah.
22.
Old man.
I love how the oldest out of all of us is 22, and we're like, yeah, so this is life advice. This is all that we've learned.
Exactly. Yes.
We're so
Yes,
wise.
don't you like life advice
it's
from a
not
bunch of
that-
young white guys?
Yeah, I
We
mean,
know everything.
Not that we, can't have opinions and all that, but
Listen, it's
I just
like
think
I
it's funny.
said when we started this podcast, no one loves to hear anything more than a bunch of white guys talk about their opinion.
Exactly, yes.
Anyway,
Presley?
so my thought is it's pretty simple, but it's kind of based off of one that we all know. We've all heard like practice makes perfect. I didn't find out till an older age that is wrong.
Yes.
It's not practice makes perfect. It's perfect practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
Can't remember exactly which teacher I heard. It might have been Brian.
Maybe.
He's
Brian's the best. Yeah.
yeah, he's just.
I got to shout out to Brian.
I don't know. I've heard it from Brian, Alex, all of
Yeah.
them.
He was
but-
that jazz teacher over
Because
Yeah.
from That's right.
Yeah.
Because you can practice something over and over the wrong way,
Yeah.
and you'll get really good at doing it wrong.
Yeah.
But it's still
I mean,
wrong.
you practiced it. You've got
Yeah.
it perfectly wrong. Because
Yeah.
that was a big thing with me is I hated practicing like every young musician. And, you sit there, and especially when I started like 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, you're thinking like, okay, I'm going to devote a whole 30 minutes because that's a long time out of my day.
yeah.
And then you barely make it to that. And during that entire time, you're like, okay, I practiced. I can make a sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I practiced, but
Okay,
it's not
here's
worth
the other
anything.
thing too, and you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and clear the air here with you, Leighton, because God, I hated you in high school. Man, I talk about this sometimes too.
Yeah.
I would practice my little booty off, and not to say that you didn't practice, because let me tell you,
he did.
You practiced. It showed. All right.
I can still hear the.
But I
drum
felt,
machines.
but I felt like I would really had to hammer stuff into my head to get it down, and then the next day you would just sight read it, and it ticked me off.
I feel like the complete flip flop. I feel like you were a much more talented person than me. Just now, I really felt like you were more talented. I feel like I had to work really, really hard.
You both feel this way.
What just happened?
You blew your ball.
Like I had to practice. Think about paradiddles, okay? I don't
Yeah,
think
the
you practice had
paradiddles
to
thing.
13 hours a week just sitting in a room doing paradiddles for. I think
still
you
hear
got
it.
that quicker.
I
than
think
I
that
did.
is the first compliment Zach's ever received.
in his life.
No, that was just so shocking because I thought we were all
think
under
about,
the.
think about the first
goosebumps.
couple of years. Like
And
I think
hair.
you were way farther ahead than me. For
So you had to
Long
try
time.
harder, and then you felt that way, so then you tried harder.
yeah, we just.
I
kept
could
going back
hug
and forth.
you.
And this is why you're on opposite ends of the
We're having a
table.
moment.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Okay, that was
cringed
entirely
so
random.
bad.
Sorry
Yeah.
about that. That was a moment.
Going back to that though,
That's a
I have another
heartfelt
basketball or not quote,
I have
like
another
example.
basketball.
Okay.
So I can't remember if it was Pete Maravich or Larry Bird that said this, but they said they practice when they know no one else is practicing because they are getting better when no one else is getting better. Like in the I think it was Pete Maravich because there's a movie about Pete Maravich and when he was a kid practicing basketball every day, no matter if it snowed or poured down rain, he was outside shooting a certain amount of shots a day because when it was raining, everyone else is in their house and just sitting.
Yep.
But he was out there getting better than everyone else.
Yeah.
So yeah, perfect practice makes perfect. But also practice when no one else is practicing.
Yeah, that's
Also,
true.
Another thought with practice is I think the quote goes hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Is that how it
Yeah,
goes?
well,
that's a good
that's
one.
very close. I think that is
Something along the lines of like you can be talented, but if you don't work really, really hard, like someone who works super duper hard and not talented,
Yeah.
like they're gonna beat you.
it. And if you think about it,
like
a
the
talented
rabbit in
person doesn't have that same
tortoise.
drive as the
It's all
person
about
that has to
drive.
work
It's about
hard.
power.
We stay hungry and we devour.
Yeah.
Let's not get
Oh my god. Copyright.
Yeah,
strike.
copyright
Your favorite
strike.
bald person.
Yeah.
Well, another way to say that too that I've always loved is there is always a version of yourself that's working harder than you are right now, and that's really motivating too because
And
like
multiverse.
it really tries to get you to push yourself to the max.
Another
That just
example.
make me sad.
Yeah.
But I'm tired, but this version of me isn't, and it sucks.
I also had a music teacher in college. Shout out Dave, who said when he was in college, he's just this really just talented guitar player. Doesn't have to try. He's one of those guys that makes it look effortless. You know. He said when he was in college, he and his friends would challenge themselves to see who could go in a practice room and practice the longest, and they'd go all night long.
Nice.
Individual practice rooms just to see who could go the longest.
They sleep in the room. They live there
might.
for a week.
So yeah.
God.
Zach, what you got?
Yeah, so I think I had probably said I had said something different in the last one, but that I was in. But anyways, probably the best advice I've ever received, and it's also somewhat biblical. But treat your neighbor the way you would want to be treated, and I feel like, especially like as being a Christian, which is a big
Love
part of
your
my
neighbor as
life.
yourself.
Like I feel like that's the biggest rule you could follow. Like if you had to follow one rule above all else, that would be the one, and everything else just kind of falls into place.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like if you treat others the way you want to be treated, essentially. And it seems so simple and so kiddish, like something that you would learn in third grade, but
The golden rule.
it really is like a rule to live by. And I feel like whenever I started living by that rule, like a lot of other parts of my life started to fall into place in a better way.
Yeah, and even if you're not a Christian, be nice to
be a
people.
nice
Yeah, no,
person.
Zach and I are kind of just saying be good or decent people.
Yeah,
Like,
Don't
it's
be
not
a bad person.
Look, it's not
just
that
don't
hard.
be a bad person.
One of my favorite quotes too, and I just remember this. I actually learned this from a comedy special. Shout out Daniel Sloss. He had said something in his special, and it was like, just because you believe that something different happens than I do after you died doesn't mean we can't be nice to each other while we're alive.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a really cool way to say it. I might have butchered that, but just paraphrasing.
You get the
Makes a lot of
point.
sense.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, there's just so much, kind of like what you said last episode. It's like if you don't disagree with someone, like in this day and age, it's like, oh, I can't like you.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
we all don't disagree on something,
Disagreements
Yeah.
are good.
right?
You know.
We would all be
Dis-
robots and clones if we all agreed on everything.
Disagreements can strengthen your own ideas.
Yeah.
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 Like, yeah. So
Which can be difficult though if you just dig yourself deeper into your opinion.
Yeah, you
know?
have to be open-minded and be willing to
Right,
yeah.
actually think, oh, maybe I'm not right about this.
Yeah. 'Cause, you know, we're never wrong.
Yeah.
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 Thank goodness I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. It goes to like what you're saying. Like if I disagree with you, well, I just hate you. That's it.
Yeah.
We can't be friends. Can't have a conversation. Why are you touching me?
because he disagrees with you.
Oh no. Well, can we disagree in a
That makes
different
me
way?
so uncomfortable.
I still disagree
I'm
with Shark
so
Boy Lava
comfortable
Girl.
right now.
Make sure you zoom in on that face.
Yeah, I will. I'll make sure.
Why are you,
get that
why
nice
are you
and-
petting
You're about to
me?
Zach,
you're gonna become a meme.
A GIF?
You have
Zach,
it's a GIF, and you have
GIF.
no idea. GIF. You have GIF.
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 You can still love each
spit.
other.
You have no idea how many times I've made that face throughout this entire podcast.
oh, trust
I've
me,
made
we know.
I'm gonna
We
do it
can,
right now.
Zach, we can see you.
That's great.
Oh man,
He's touching me right now for
Zoom
those
in
of you
every time
listening.
because
All right.
I would just take forever.
Y'all got anything?
Appropriately.
Y'all got anything else?
Be
Anything you wanna
good.
bring up?
Be good, homies.
Good.
Shark Boy and Lava Girl isn't good.
Oh my!
All right.
No!
Well, we're ending on a
Okay,
better note
okay.
than that.
All right. Well, thank you guys for coming and joining us. This is
Thank you.
episode 4 of the
I'm
Pythagorean Theorem podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at _PT podcast. Subscribe on YouTube. Listen on Spotify and Apple Podcast. But yeah, we appreciate you guys for joining us for a session of awkwardness.